All right, Algebra 2, we're moving forward in Chapter 4, and we are in 4.1, where we're talking about polynomials, but we're going to talk about a bunch of different types of polynomials. So our essential question is, can you simplify, add, and subtract polynomials? There are a bunch of different ones that we're going to look at. Let's look at a constant first. A constant is just a number without a variable. -2. 3/5, 0. A monomial has one term. You might see that, I believe this said s to the second t cubed, but you might see that as with variables like -s squared t cubed. You might see that as 1/3 m squared. You might just see it as u. Or you could see it like a constant, just -7. A coefficient is the number before the variable. So in this case, my coefficient is 3. In this case, you can't see the 1 there, but it is. The coefficient for just u is 1. In a degree of a variable in a monomial, you have to take the number of times the variable occurs as a factor. So let's look at this one right here. 6x to the first y cubed. So when I take 1 plus 3, I know that the degree of this whole thing right here is 4. Now that's going to change when you have a trinomial or a polynomial. All right, there's a lot to see, so let's just take it one at a time right here. Degree of a monomial we just talked about. The degree is the sum of the degrees of the variables in the monomials. So like this one we just went over is 4, because remember that is x to the first. The next one we have a 2 and a 3. So what will that one be? 5, and then this is just u to the first, so that will be a 1. Similar, like terms or like monomials, remember these can be added. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish the last question. -7 doesn't have a variable, so I know that anything to the 0 power is 1. So that this is going to have a degree of 0. All right, let's move on now. Let me change colors here, and let's move on to like terms, similar or like monomials. Again, a monomial is just one term. If they are like, notice -s squared t cubed, 2s squared t cubed, those are like terms, and I can add those. Remember, if I added those, that would be 1s squared t cubed. I need to move my paper over. All right, let's move on. And a polynomial. Notice a polynomial is a monomial or sum of monomials, so that could be multiple. X squared plus a -4x plus 5 would be seen as x squared minus 4x plus 5. These are called different terms. Notice none of these terms can be added. They are not like terms, therefore we will not add them. We do want to simplify all polynomials. In this one, we have 3x cubed plus 4x minus 5. We would want to add like terms if that could happen. So we want to make sure that like on the bottom one underneath that one right here, notice that this 2x cubed could be added with this x cubed. So this one is not simplified. We always want to answer as simplified polynomials. So we want to make sure we simplify at all times. All right. This is probably one thing that you guys forget the most, the degree of a polynomial. So guess what I'm going to tell you to do? I'm going to say, let's star this thing. Okay? The degree of a whole thing is the greatest of the degrees put together. So notice that this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So I have 4 different degrees. I have 4. 2 plus 3 is 5. y to the first is 1, and anything without is going to be 0. So the degree of this polynomial will be the greatest of those numbers. So the answer to the degree of this polynomial is 5. So the first question says to simplify, then give the degree. So I'm going to add like terms here, and I'm just going to underline what's alike. Remember the sign in front goes with it. Sometimes I circle, sometimes I underline, sometimes I box. All right, so let's go in descending order. I have 2x squared and negative x squared, which is just x squared. I have a 3x and a negative 5x, which is negative 2x. And my constants, negative 9 and positive 2 is negative 7. Now, if I had to find the degree, I have a 2, a 1, and a 0, so the degree of this whole thing is 2. All right, let's look at the next one. Ooh, the next one goes on a little bit longer. I'm going to highlight. So, do I have any more x squared y squares? No. Do I have any more x y to the 4th? Ooh, I do. Do I have any more x to the 4th y's? Nope. Do I have any more x cubed y cubed? Nope. So we can only add the ones that are in the same color. So we are going to go in descending order starting with the x's. So see how this is an x to the 4th? I'm going to write this as 2x to the 4th y. And then I'm going to use the x cubes plus 5x cubed y cubed. And then it looks like I have the x squared plus x squared y squared. And the last one is a negative 8 and a positive 2, which adds up to be negative 6xy to the 4th.